right, y'all. Welcome. Another night at the deck. This is Deck Life, y'all. I am Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
And I am Lisa, and I said what I said.
Yes, she did. Let's go, Knicks. At the same time, first and foremost, we're gonna get started on this night. We're gonna say, send our condolences out to Mr. Harry Belafonte, one of the greatest actors ever to do it. Passed away today on this Tuesday. So, of course, anytime we lose someone such caliber, it's just a loss. But 96 years of life is a beautiful
Wow.
thing.
It is.
So,
It is.
Yes.
so from Deck Life to his family, rest in peace, Mr. Harry Belafonte.
Rest in power,
Yes. Rest
sir.
in peace.
With that being said, we want to just say thank you to everybody that have joined us on the deck, following the show, commenting, getting at us. We really enjoy all of the interaction. So we appreciate you. Tonight's show, we're going to jump right into it. And tonight, we're going to talk about that show. The 6-year run of Snowfall has come to an end, y'all. Snowfall has fallen. It is over. But the finale is.
Stop. You don't understand, yo. I ain't got no fucking chains on me, man. Hey. I'm free. Free from all of it. My fucking way, not yours, and not theirs. You my best friend. Best friend I ever fucking had. And I'm fucking proud of you. You hear me? Huh? I'm good.
Saint. Saint!
The most talked about things right now across the board. And what I want to speak about is the downfall of Franklin, the main character, the person that to me started out as a young man, grew into the drug game, but in the end ended up like his father, which is sad. But more than anything, I don't want to focus so much on Snowfall, which was a great show. But what I want to focus on is that so many of the comments from the show, it was shared as if Franklin should have won, should have been rich, should have done this, he should have done that. But I want to ask you, ladies, why do we glorify drug dealers that consistently ruin our community, our environment, our children, but we glorify these figures? Why?
Well, I think in the Black community, they held up as high regard, and that's what we see. We don't really see too much of the doctors and the lawyers of of the younger generation to look up to. They see, oh,
Mm,
the drug dealers, they got the money, they got the girls, they got the cash. If they people need something, they go to them. they don't really see that they're ruining the neighborhoods. They only see the good side. They only see the glory. Like, oh, they look good. Like, I want a flashy car. I want a house. I want this. I want that. So some of the kids, they idolize the wrong things.
Mm.
Unfortunately, they idolize those. That's something I want to aspire to be. I want to be like him. I want to be living large. But they don't
But
see the bad side of it, which
but let
is
me kick
not
back
good.
though. But this wasn't just the young kids. This was people in our
Yeah,
age demographic
yeah,
that
you're right.
also
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
was actually glorifying them. I mean, I mean, I understand that side of it, but what you think about our demographic doing it?
they don't see. We don't see where they actually tearing down the neighborhoods.
Mm.
They don't see that. I
Mm.
don't. Unfortunately, they don't see that. They just see the good side of them. They see that they give and then sometimes they'll throw the giveaways to give back to the community for one day. Maybe get some turkeys out for Thanksgiving and buy a couple of basketball teams some sneakers. They want the kids sneakers in the park. They good, but they don't see how they turned those kids' mothers and fathers into zombies.
Right.
Mm.
They can't function. They don't see the bad part of that.
Mm. Okay,
They
Lise.
I'm processing because I started watching Snowfall just like I've watched some of the other shows growing up, and I was thinking while Alicia was talking that it isn't just the children, it isn't just the 20s and 30-year-olds. It really is still how, and I'm gonna use my favorite word on this podcast, indoctrination of our communities was exactly what she said. Believe it or not, we allowed ourselves to overlook the bad because the good that was being done, that fed the families, that paid the bills, that took care of families, we closed and turned our eyes to the blindness of what was actually happening to those people until it affected us.
Mm.
We allow a whole lot of shit to go on in our communities until it directly affects us. It's not a problem for us until it's a problem for us.
mm-hmm.
Pookie is the neighborhood crackhead. Ray Ray's the neighborhood drug dealer. And we okay with both of them as long as it doesn't directly affect our households.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Long
And
as
minute
that's
that there's a shootout, hold on, let me show you where I'm going. The minute that little old Mark, for lack of a better word, he'll come up with another name, gets shot in a crossfire, because now all that traffic is on that street. Oh, now we want to raise hell. We want to have signs. But all this time, when all that money was being put into the houses and the cars and the blah, 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 it was all good.
mm-hmm.
We have become professionals at deflection. If it don't cross in between here, it don't bother me.
but at the
I
same
said what I said.
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, and I'm not disagreeing with you, it's sad to see how the glorification happens, and we seem to glorify and want drug dealers to win. The one thing about Snowfall, if you notice, that nobody retired. There was no
Mm.
pension plan waiting for them.
True.
No.
But we look at them and we hail them up for some reason. And I just try to understand what is that psyche about us, adults and children, that I mean, and when I look at it, some of the actual things around us, we look at power. And I remember when right Ghost was murdered off and everybody was hurt and Ghost shouldn't have died and all. Ghost was a drug dealer.
He was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
He's a fucking drug dealer. Are you kidding me?
He was a businessman.
Yo, no,
He just
even
had the wrong
now,
business. That what they think. They don't think
even
that.
now we watch Ghost, and just like Tyreek, we sitting here champion for him. Mary J. Blige is running a family of drug dealers, and we champion for him. And I'm like, they're ruining the community. How
Literally
do
from the
we do
inside out.
this? Yes, how
From
do
the
we do
inside out.
this? But Lise, you said something. You said indoctrination, but where did that come from? Like, how do we in 2023 still sit here and we glorify these things as if it's normal? That's the part that bugs me out.
I'm going to do two things, and you're going to both. Your heads are both going to blow off. Okay. the indoctrination didn't come from us. It came
Mhm.
from the government. It
Mhm.
came from, I hate to say it, but white people in the community.
Don't hate to say it. It's all right.
Yeah. It's
When you get boxed
facts.
in financially and you are impoverished and your families are starving because they took away the industry out of our
Mhm.
neighborhoods,
Mm-hmm.
right? They took away the educational structure that we could have built our own on. Those same young boys and older men who were in the game did not wake up and decide to be drug dealers. It wasn't on their dream list. They looked around. Okay, let me. I saw your face. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna help that. Not all of them.
Okay. Okay.
Not all of them
Right.
woke up one day and said, "I want to be a drug dealer. I
You're
want to be the
right.
biggest weed, coke, heroin man on the streets." Not all of them.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Yes, yes. The same way that generational wealth was passed down to white folks, this was passed down to us. When the first boatload of coke came over here, the first boatload of heroin came over here, and it came from, it wasn't created here.
Mhm.
We have to know that it was not cocaine, heroin, none of that shit was created here. It
That's
was
right.
brought in, and the possibilities of our young men going from broke to having money to put food on the table became the indoctrination of the drug culture. But we, being the overachievers that we are, because let's be real, black folks, we're gonna take a dollar. We're gonna, what is it? What's the saying? Trying to make a
We
dollar
make
out
a
of
dollar out of
15
15
cents.
cents. That's right.
We're gonna do that shit over and over and over because we adapt. Do we want to? Not always.
No.
No. I went to school with people who I know came from good, solid families. Mother, father, go to church, do the whole 9 yards. They didn't wake up, but when dad got into a bad accident or mom wasn't able to work anymore, the street said, "Hey, I got
I
something
got you.
for you. I
Mhm.
got you." And then there's that brotherhood. No, yes, to brotherhood on those streets.
Yeah. Somewhat.
See,
Somewhat.
but
Somewhat.
It's a
That's
fake brotherhood, but it's a brotherhood.
yeah.
but you're
Yeah.
talking decades ago. Now you're
Decades,
talking
yes.
about yeah. But if you fast forward to now, it's a whole different genre, different feel, whole different thing. But what I'm
It's a whole
looking at,
different. It's a whole different attitude. You're right. They
but
don't
I'm
have
looking
that
at,
same.
but I'm looking at us. I want to focus on us, on how do we continue to still in these entertainment world, just like now. I mean, like I said, I mentioned Power, I mentioned Snowfall,
I don't watch any of them, but okay.
but we
But I grew
latch
up with
on to
people in the
them.
street.
BMF.
Right, BMF. These are guys that we should not want to hail and champion for in the end. If you realize the damage that is being done to our communities behind this same thing, but we seem to ignore it. I try to look at us. We're now parents, grandparents, the whole 9 yards. And I'm not saying individually here. I'm just saying in our
Community.
demographic
Right.
that we still sit around and we want to watch these dudes win. And I just don't understand why. I'm still not there to say, okay, that's the reason.
We're always rooting for the underdog, and we feel like that we're the underdog, and we got to fight for whatever we get. So they want the underdog to win,
Is the
and I
drug
think
dealer the underdog?
they,
Think about something. How's the drug dealer the
they
underdog?
at least, but you know what it is in all of these communities and all of these movies. We all know the real stories, the Nikki Barnes, the Frank.
Yeah,
We all know the real stories, and
but
people know. For some reason, in our communities, they are still held as the ghetto superstars. For some
right,
reason,
that right, no, right
why?
there. But that's what I'm saying. Even
He
if you
wants the
go back,
wine.
if you go back to watching The Wire, and if you remember
Ooh,
Michael
baby.
B.
Right?
Jordan's character, they murdered. He was 14.
14.
Yeah.
They walk in the room and
And
they
they
murdered
shoot him.
him.
Yep.
And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. This is not supposed to be the norm where
The
we are
norm.
cool with this. It's like, yo, okay, he's gone because he wasn't popular and no one knew
Mm-hmm.
him. But he was a character that gets killed off, and it's okay. You know, even now for those, and again, I said I'm throwing the spoilers out there. Even in Snowfall, Franklin needs help and he needs a safe open. He calls up a locksmith. This locksmith comes to open the safe. He gets the safe open. There's no real money in it. Franklin ends up killing this innocent dude. And he said, I got 3 kids at home. And he still kills him. And it's just like, huh? But you want Franklin to win? Franklin is the devil. You want the devil to win.
You're right.
Why do we do this? Like, why is Franklin the ghetto superstar?
But you can still say the same reason why a mother knowing her son is the biggest drug dealer on the block and he's responsible, but yet she gonna go for baptism. Like, that's my son. He an innocent good boy. He a good boy. Your son just killed all these people, but yet, they're gonna stand up for that person. Even though they know they're not perfect,
But she has an affinity for him.
Yes.
See, there's a difference, though. You, again, the drug dealer from afar, we still champion for him as a ghetto superstar. It's still different. It's not the same. I try to figure out, why do we glorify the ghetto superstar?
Why? So let's turn that around. Turn the camera around and look at it from the kid who, like, let's use The Wire, because again, I didn't watch all the Snowfall. I stopped watching after a couple of episodes, right? Let's look at how those young boys idolized the drug dealers in Baltimore. Let's look at how she brought up Nicky Barnes, how we all waited for that movie to come out because we wanted to see how he won over the man. Let's put that back into the conversation.
The man.
Because even if we don't want to admit it, the indoctrination that comes from being poor, being placed in poverty, right? Not given an opportunity. You feel like you're winning at at something in that community, because you look around you and there's nothing. There's boarded up buildings. There's broken windows. I mean, the message talks about how bad it was even back in the 70s when we grew up, right?
Yep.
It was bad even back then. The win in the community looks like what Leisha said. When there's a big windfall, they go out and they do the turkeys and they're doing the shoes. Some of them even have back to school rallies.
Yes.
And some of them providing hot meals. All of them aren't terrible. That's what we say to ourselves.
Okay. That's what
we
we say to
justify
ourselves.
this in our minds. And we say all of them aren't terrible. There's some good in them, because Black folks, I'm going to go back to what I said before, we will make $1 out of 15 cents, even if it means we fool ourselves into believing that turkey and that back to school gift bag is going to take away or make it better. Make it better that you killed my little cousin 6 months ago. Now you paying my bills in my house now because I don't have anybody that's bringing any income. So I'm going to be on the right side of sitting, keeping my mouth closed as long as I'm benefiting. Because what did I say before? It's not a problem for me until it's a problem for me.
Exactly.
And that's unfortunate.
And that's why they always had the girls, because the girls like, I know he does this, that, and that, but he takes care of me and mine. I ain't gotta work for nothing. I ain't gotta, whatever I need, he provides. So the good outweighs the bad.
I'm gonna tell you what I read about this same situation. One young lady said, y'all ain't mad when the government bends you over and does what the hell they want to, but then y'all want to look at the Black man and y'all want to be mad that he's got to do what he's got to do. Is that a fair comparison, sis? Is that really a fair comparison? Because I don't necessarily think so.
No.
Illegal's illegal, right?
Illegal's illegal.
Yeah,
wrong is wrong.
Illegal. Yeah, we're not.
Wait. And then she said, but how many billionaires do you know that did ethical shit all the way up the ladder? Because if you're a billionaire, you've done some unethical shit along the way. That's according to.
But it's different if they did unethical shit to their own.
And they do, though.
No. Follow what I'm saying to you. Follow what I'm saying. Now, when they get caught in Ponzi schemes, we get caught in conspiracies of killing one another. See, there's a difference. That's why I keep saying the way we do it, we're talking about this inner life that we again, the ghetto superstar, the drug dealer, we put them up and we hail them, wanting them to be successful. And I don't understand it. Let me go one further, and I'm going to use a take from Snowfall. So the FBI, as we know, and it's true because we know all of the documentation is that the FBI put drugs in California, in Compton, with the guns there and everything. Well, in the end of Snowfall, the FBI agent that started Franklin out is murdered by Franklin's mother. Franklin's mother was fine with this. Franklin had a problem with it, but other people on social media had a problem with it as well. And I'm like, this is the dude that implemented the plan to destroy the black community by using Franklin. How do you not want him dead? How do you not want him dead? I don't care if his name is Teddy. Yo, Teddy gotta go. Teddy should have been gone. Right? Teddy gotta go. Right? But because without Teddy, Franklin doesn't end up the way he ends up. The amount of murders that happen around that whole cycle wouldn't happen. And that's what I try to say is, yo, how do we look at one another and be like, it's okay to ruin our community, especially our young? Somebody talk to me.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
But the outcry for Franklin is made it seem as if it's okay. Even the Barksdales, when you go back to The Wire, you know, it was the same thing. The outcry for them, why they going to prison? Like, hold on, wait a minute. You know, they fell in love with the character. Yeah,
I'm not going to.
I don't know. That Idris, now that's a whole different thing.
Listen, when they took out Stringer Bell, I was like, Lord Jesus!
Don't touch him. Don't touch Stringer Bell.
Stringer Bell, Lord Jesus, I did. I laid
it was
out.
like the night Stringer Bell was murdered was like a family member got knocked off.
That was wrong. How'd they do that? That was wrong.
And I'm like,
me and my daughter were up all night. We must have rewatched that thing like 3 times. We were like, no, Stringer Bell.
But Stringer Bell was a drug dealer. He was ruined. Did you see the projects? Did you see what they was doing? But you love Stringer. But Stringer shouldn't have died. Stringer had to go. You know what I'm saying? Even think about something. Want to go step further. Look at Omar. Omar was murdering. I mean, yes, he was the Robin Hood.
Though he was a Robin Hood.
He was the Robin Hood. But at the same time, Robin Hood was
a thief.
He wasn't taken from. He was taken from his own and killing his own. See, once again, you can't turn around and use it as if he was not destroying his own community at the same time.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
People are flawed.
Ooh,
you got to take the good with the bad.
People are flawed.
Yo, listen, there's going to be good, there's going to be bad, but I said you're glorifying, glorifying the bad and making them good, and that to me is twisted. You can't do that. Not at this juncture when we're seeing the impact of what has happened to our people.
Yeah.
When you think about it, for a moment, how do you look around? And I'll say some of the greatest television shows ever, popularity-wise, has been circled around drug. Look at the movie Paid in Full.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody loves it. It's a classic.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood was a little different.
That's more gangster. That was gangster.
That's a little different. But even Paid in Full, when you look at it, how we glorify these 3 characters. They was drug dealers. That's what they were.
But I want to come back around yet again to the indoctrination of what heroes look like. And when you're told as a kid that the hero wins and the hero brings home the prize, when you're given the definition of what a hero is supposed to be, and you don't have any, or you don't feel like you see any that look like you, when you have a man or even a woman, because there have been some women in the game that have, run the game. There are not as many as men, but there have been women in the game. When you look at it, who's your hero that's really taking care of the household, if not the drug dealer? If he's not, we have the guy that's laying on his ass playing video games all day. Or I'm just hold on. Or we have
Mhm.
the guy who's out here slinging, who's hustling and making sure that the
Making
lights
things
are kept
happen.
on.
Yeah.
So
There
okay,
has to hold on, baby. There has to be a balance in between because
okay.
there are people.
Now let me give it to you. If
Okay.
you have the drug deal over here, you got the guy playing video games, but you got the barber in the middle that's going to work every day. The entrepreneur that is keeping his neighborhood afloat.
That's
When
where
you
I was
have
going, sir.
the bodega owner that is helping out in the
Yes.
community. See, but this is what we do.
I
The
was going.
spectrum is that drug deal, because let me say it to you, the godfather of Harlem is killing Harlem.
Yeah.
Okay, he's killing
Yeah.
Harlem.
Yes.
But guess what? Bumpy Johnson, everybody's like, yo, come on, Bump, come on, Bump. Even Malcolm X was like, yo, I can't go against Bumpy. I'm
Can't
like,
go
hold on,
against
this
Bumpy.
dude, this dude is a drug dealer. He's killing the actual community by his hands.
Okay. Because I think, okay, yeah, he's killing the community, but they also figure out if he ain't going to make that money, somebody, that the white man or somebody else is going to make that money.
There's the
That's what that's
rationalization.
that's
Ooh,
the rationalization
Rationalization.
process. So it's like if I ain't doing it and making the money and trying to help my people also, somebody else is going to do it.
you
That
can't
they figure
use
that also, and also
irrational thinking and
I,
call it rational.
yeah,
Well,
I know,
people have been
I
doing it
understand
for
that,
decades.
but
You
that's
just
what
said
they
it
do.
yourself. It's decades.
But that's what they do.
We're
No,
And
decades
just like
in.
but
it's not
that's the
and
backwards.
everybody don't everybody's not looking up to the bodega owner or the barbershop owner as making money. These kids seeing the you see in the flash, like, hold up there, they got a couple of dollars. They got a couple of dollars, but then you see this man here pulling up in this new car, a new Benz, a new this, that, and the third, the hottest sneakers. And if they want something, they like, you want that? Yeah, I got you. Bam. So they see it as cash on demand. They see that this is Cash App before Cash App even happened. You're like, I got it. Bam. You want it? I got it. So they don't see that as the hardworking man going to work every day. Like, well, you want that? Well, let me go to work, and when I come home, I see what I got, and I see what I could give you. I see what I got, and I see what I could afford to give you, and they know this person over there got it. You want it? I got it.
Remember the line in the movie Bronx Tale where Robert De Niro says, the working man, no, the young man says to his father, the working man is a sucker.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And that's the mentality.
yeah.
And again, as much as you want to call it rational, it's irrational
Irrational. Yeah,
thinking,
you.
Absolutely.
because
Yeah,
it's not the way
absolutely,
you're supposed to see it. We're seeing it the wrong
Justification.
way. Oh,
absolutely.
listen, without a
Justification.
doubt. Listen, let me say it to you. What's deep is in American Gangster, Denzel Washington plays a drug dealer that murdering people. And again, we're championing for him at the end because he's supposed to be this hero. He's not
Yeah.
the hero. He's the villain, y'all. Wake up.
But he got
He's
his
the
whole family.
villains.
But he moved his family up, and then one of his gangsters. He got
Right.
his mama and his old brother
He
out the
moved his
project.
family up, but he took down
Everybody
generational
else's.
families.
Yeah, you're right.
He took away generations. And that's why I sit here and say, yo, we gotta start. And and I keep saying it. At some point, we gotta wake up and realize there has to be an accountability where these are not our heroes anymore. Okay. You
Yeah.
can't listen. Fine. Jay-Z used to sell drugs, and yeah, he did this, did that. But at the end of the day, we can't sit around and call people who abuse our community heroes. That's not the way to go. But this is what we do. Now, I know what we do. Oh, we
Mm-hmm.
do it in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Those that ruin us, we will definitely put them on a pedestal. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
You
Lisa.
know, because I don't want to change the topic because you touched on something that has bothered me for decades.
That's
Bothered
a
me for
Jay-Z thing.
decades. The
Okay.
Jay-Z thing, the R. Kelly thing, all these damn pedophiles, drug dealers,
Okay.
gangsters,
Ooh.
pushers, all of this shit in our communities. We take it and we own all of them just like this. We're like, oh, we're gonna love on you, baby. It's gonna be all right.
So let me just bring something full circle, because I think it was an era of black exploitation where
Mm.
Hollywood allowed us to look at Superfly, The Mac,
Yes. Coffee Brown,
Dolomite,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
Jackie Brown, all of them.
right,
All of
Jackie
them.
Brown. Yeah, because
All of
Coffee
them.
was a different story. But what I'm saying to you is that they used them as characters to be our heroes
Yep.
that was really ruining the community in the
So you've answered your
70s.
own question.
Mm-hmm.
You've actually answered your own question. What is glorified on television and in the movies becomes a part of our everyday life, because
Entertainment.
those people, we can identify with them, right? Some of this, I was listening to, we were in the car on our way somewhere the other day, and one of the guys on Sirius XM Urban View, he was saying how he can't get into Harry Potter because it's fantasy. I don't know no goblins. I don't know no wizards. I can't be a part of that. But he could absolutely identify with the brother on the corner who's struggling, the guy with the bodega, because to him, his reality is rooted and founded in things that he can identify with.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, what Hollywood did was to put us on our TV screens and on the movie screens, and we could go out into our communities and see ourselves. And then we wanted to replicate what we saw in the movies, because what we the three of us might see as fantasy, they saw as reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it perpetuates. You've listed so many shows, right? We've talked about so many movies from when we were kids up to us being adults, and it's still going on. As you said, BMF, the Snowfall, and the Tyreek, and the Ghost, and the blah blah blah, the Power. I have friends who do not miss an episode. Not would fight you, whereas I'm fighting you during when Scandal was on. You better not call my phone. I'm into the political intrigue. I'm into the whole power moves behind the scenes there, because that's what I identify with.
And that's why I say is that when we can reconcile things and break it down and really see it for what it is, but when we use this veil and try to hide behind and say that, hold on, Franklin is a hero, you know, St. Patrick is a hero, you know, I'm just trying to keep trying to say it. We have to look at it differently at some point, so we get the reality that these people are ruining our communities. Go ahead, Leash.
Do you think this is also a breakdown in our families?
Yes.
Because it's a breakdown in our families and our family structure. Because I know that my mother and father, my father went to work every day. So I knew he took care of the family. So I didn't have to go worry about, well, where am I going to get this from? Where am I going to eat? I ain't worried about, I didn't have no food issues in my household, the way I have, money issues that I know of in my household.
Right.
My family made it sure it seemed like my father was like, okay, I go to work. So you going to go to work, and you're going to go to school, and you're going to do things. If you want things, this is how you go about getting it. So I wasn't made to feel like, well, I have nobody in my structure or no role models to look up to other than the bad people on the street.
Right.
Because we know the drug dealers is wrong. We know that.
But here's the thing. What we said, fast money isn't good money.
Exactly.
And that's when we cut corners. All money ain't good money, but we cut corners and wanted to go the fast money route. But we also looked at what the things they had, the materialistic things they had, and we looked at that as being hero worshiping. And I want to be like them. At the end of the day, you want to be someone that is tearing down your community, especially when you're taking parents away from families. When you have a mother that's a crackhead, a father that's a drug dealer, then you look around and see the impact of the crack babies. And even now, still, you got some of those same crack babies are parents right now from what's the name, the 80s. So I just say that, as we wrap this up, I just want to say that I just found it so dynamic on how the comments and the people reacted to the ending of Snowfall and that finale, and how Franklin impact for 6 years, people put him as a hero. And to me, that is crazy.
Agreed.
Yes, that is agreed.
Thank y'all for tuning in, y'all. This has been Deck Life, another episode. Comment, subscribe, get at us, but keep following us, y'all. We appreciate you. I am Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
And I'm Lisa. And I said what the hell I said.
And we're out. Peace, y'all.